So, uh, how to really start this out, really? Um, well, to be completely honest about it, I'm honestly at a crossroads with the whole thing. For real, for real. And I'm not saying that because I'm like tired or whatever. But I'm saying that because, like, with it being a year since bro has passed, it's like I'm not like I never really like as I go through some of the shit that we did together in this particular case, it's like where can we go from it now? You know what I mean? Like where do we go from here in that sense? Um I don't necessarily feel much towards this, not in a bad way, but genetically I'm drained physically from all of everything that's been going on so far. I went to see his grave this today. Just to talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just catch up or whatever have you. And normally, for me personally, it's like it never really occurred to me that he's like I don't think I really had a chance to really grieve his passing, for real, because it always showed me that I guess in a sense, like when you get to a certain age, you feel like people passing away, regardless how, whether you were on good terms or you weren't. I felt like, personally, I felt like I outgrew this. And the simplest fact of how to explain it is that his passing came so abruptly that I physically did not like catch on to it until like a later point. And regardless how it diverses it differentiates between being real to me versus it being fake, because how I look at it and how I view it, it's at the diameter where you can't you can't grieve without having the proper closure to the situation. And me personally, it never was like a for real issue to me, but I just but I'm pushing through it. I'm pushing through it, and the society of the fact of the matter is that the situation of it is this: like, I wish that it weren't him. I wish it was me personally, because like you see the you see the pain that people really put you through, and you see the frustration of how yeah, it's it's so unfair. Like, to really sit there and contemplate, like, where can you go on from this, and whether or not you can, for that matter. And me personally, it never occurred to me that we ended our path together in a in such a negative way. But at the same time, it's like I continue. I mean, literally, I've decided to the concept. Like for me personally, the concept of it is now at this point where I could just include all the songs in just one setup, but then that's just pretty much like throwing away his music. Like that's just literally me. Like if I put this out or I put this out, it'll still be untouched, whatever have you. But given the current state of things, like we not gonna be able to, like I don't want to do that. I don't want to just put the next like I think 61 or 62 songs he has left on just one side on just one thing and then just like let it go, be like, okay, yeah, it's over with, time to move forward. Like I want to space it out as much as I can, you know what I'm saying? So with that, all that little bit saying being said, he and I had once like this is where the conception of the Keys and Beats album had came into play, that we had that conversation about doing something together, and just the overall concept of what was going to happen next, blah blah blah. And personally, um the situation is as follow. I'm sitting in front of his music now. I want to put his music out as I see fit, but I'm also requesting the assistance from his mother as well as his daughter's mother. And I mean his baby mother and I, we both agreed, like, according to her, the Silent Keys was her favorite unit of his music. So instead of doing the next three releases, which I hadn't given titles to, I've decided to put in the next two. And if it comes to that point where I feel like she wants me to add more, then I'll just continue it. So as of right now, the first titles of his debut and second album are Silent the World and Silence, tentatively titled. So with that, honestly, expect more from him. And expect more from him before the end of the year. Because at the way I'm editing this shit, and now that I've got nothing but free time to do so, you might see that out. You might see that first album out before the end of the year. At least I'm hoping so. So, long live my bro. As he would say, we shed tears in silence. And that's how it's gonna be. I don't shed tears on camera. I don't shed tears in public no more. And I'm not saying that because I'm high as shit. I'm saying that because, like, bro taught me to move in silence, and it's like you got to learn how to move forward before you decide to look back. Yeah, young nigga from my past, but he and I have some unfinished business together, and I'm gonna continue that. So, like I said, we cry in silence, and that's how it is.